ancestors, we borrow it from our children. Our Earth, the blue planet, is rich in biodiversity and is known for its life-sustaining environmental conditions, where both abiotic and biotic factors coexist. It nurtures everything with more than enough resources. But are we really thankful and taking proper care of our Mother Earth? Do we humans do any kind of destruction to our environment? How was Earth before and how is it now?
Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. The very famous Newton's third law. Globalization, urbanization, and industrialization have now reached a new peak, and our environment being the witness. What would be the reaction of our Mother Earth to our exploitations? Let's see.
Since the past 100 years, the sole reason for around 47% of carbon dioxide emission is industrial revolution, as a result of which transportation has improved and there was more dependency of fossil fuels, their emissions led to pollution. Second root cause is that around 70% of the countries rely on thermal power plants that uses methane and hydrocarbon rich fossil fuels for the production of electricity. Apart from this, forest fires and human interventions such as deforestation along with inorganic agriculture methods has led to increased carbon dioxide production and has led to detrimental effects such as undesired increase in greenhouse effect, global warming, cyclones, drought, floods and famine worldwide.
What is the present situation in Kerala? Disasters are natural, but are all of it are really natural or somewhat man-made? How hard the God's own country Kerala has been a witness of these situations for the past few years.
On August 2018, Kerala witnessed a torrential downpour resulting in horrendous floods and destruction reported all across the state. Dams had reached its maximum level and the rivers have been overflowing, flooding its surrounding lands. Many had been evacuated to safer places, while others were still stuck on their first floors. Many had lost their home, properties, lives, and even dear and near ones. There was cry all over the social media calling out for rescue, food, and every other basic necessities. On the following days, the districts of Kannur and Kozhikode reported frequent landslides. The state had been brought to its knees. Studies had suggested that Unplanned exploitation was the sole reason for these unexpected landslides. All these events was a signal to how bad the earth had been exploited. The Pudumali tragedy was indeed a very tragic one. That day witnessed gushing of sand and stone onto the leg of plantation workers. Bodies of many plantation workers had been buried under the sand. Kerala also witnessed cyclones and unprecedented downpour. Oki, Taute. The coastal lines were badly hit.
The great Mahatma once said, "There is enough for man's need, but not for his greed." It's high time we start thinking about ecosystem restoration instead of searching for the causes behind it. What are the steps, initiatives, and plans taken at a global level to ensure the same?
When we account on global solution, we have to always mention UNEP, United Nations Environment Program, with a mission to provide leadership and encourage partnership in caring for the environment by inspiring, informing, and enabling nations and people to improve their quality of life without compromising future generations. As the theme for 2021 World Environmental Day, Ecosystem Restoration, let's have an overview on some of such solutions globally to restore our environment for future generations. In London, living walls are being implemented by across the capital city to help to clean up the air. The green walls have the capability to absorb these harmful chemicals and in exchange they release oxygen. They can be also placed indoors, and these green walls will be an integral part of the cities in future. In Beijing, about a high number of people prematurely dying for every year due to high pollution level according to WHO. So here too, the green architecture can play an important role in providing clean air to the Asian cities. Developing entire forest cities in the Louis Howe region which can absorb 10,000 tons of carbon dioxide annually. Vertical forest infrastructure not only doing good for the physical health but also have a positive effect on our psychological well-being. Barcelona also creating a green architecture. The vertical garden surrounding that touches the sides of existing building and the urban landscape provides passers-by with a connection to nature by strengthening the bond that people have with nature. The gardens allows automatically feeded with the programmed dose of water and fertilizers has created in this ecosystem. It is also encouraging in biodiversity by providing natural habitat to a variety of birds. The building level also in such a manner to provide natural shades. In Singapore, there has been an attempt to reduce heat island within the city center by the use of greenery underwater features which are the street level to help or giving a cooling effect. The design of the buildings and garden project has won numerous awards for sustainable and green affairs including BCA Green Mark Platinum. Even the concrete of building shape resembles natural form. In the city center, everyone can immerse within the nature. The design like bedrock shows the nature can not only be used practically and efficiently, but can also be used as a design of inspiration. Wrapped in red skin and allows plant to grow on the face, in which host 54 stages of plants and trees which help to restoring or improving the biodiversity within the city. All these buildings achieve replacement of greenery. These are able to filter out the dust and pollution. The symmetry architecture in Singapore also moderate the temperature within the city and able to harvest energy for the evening light shows. These all are in accordance with the Singapore Green Plan 2030 in National Sustainability Movement. In Hamburg, Germany, taking a more scientific approach to restoring the greenery. They are using algae and the process of photosynthesis to turn sun's energy into the fuel that algae grow rapidly. It is then extracted and put into a bioconverter, which turns algae into biomass, which can be used for various other purposes, like source of food for human or animals, and many to create electricity. The Copenhagen of Denmark, also characterized by a clean energy power plant in the world. The sources of renewable energy could also hold the key to combat the climate changes. This is need globally to reduce carbon emission by 2050. To fulfill this need, we can use wind energy, solar power, and hydrogen as source of fuel. Green hydrogen produced from renewable energy, somehow it is useful to clean up our environment as well as for decarbonization, and techniques more to be developed. Afforestation and reforestation by following Miyawaki and other are the major ecosystem restoration programs globally. Also, there are mangrove forestation programs to restore marine ecosystem in a balanced condition.
Kerala, one of the most developing states of India. But are these developments in an environmentally sustainable mode? So, it is the need of the hour to initiate some mitigating programs as well as environmental protective or restoring projects. Kerala has indeed taken up some unique initiatives. What are these initiatives?
Miyawaki model of microforestification is one of the methods introduced by Kerala government in order to boost the greenery in state. Miyawaki method was developed by Professor Akira Miyawaki of Japan's Yokohama National University. This microforestation model is aimed at increasing native species of plants in small areas of land. Miyawaki model of microforest preparation has been introduced to some schools in Kerala with the help of Kerala Tourism Department and Nurture's Green Garden Foundation. Teachers and students are actively involved in creating an environment with plenty of trees. Here, we can see students of Government Higher Secondary School Shala making mini forest. Miyawaki model can be created in small areas ranging from half cent to 10 cent or more. Native plants are selected and are grown. By this method, we can create a forest within 10 years. On an average, we get 3-meter growth per year for a plant. Another step to clean environment was taken up by Municipal Council of Sultan Batheri. Thus, this place got the title of cleanest town in Kerala. If you walk through any street here, you will notice that they are lined with potted plants and it will be hard to find any garbage strewn around. Furthermore, if you sniff the air, strains that usually come from piled up waste will be absent. The entire credit for sustaining this can be attributed to Sultan Batheri's municipal council. As you walk along Batheri town, the potted plants which bloom to their full glory are indeed eye-catching.
We are no one to stop the inevitable, but we can reduce the frequency of its bad impacts. The Department of Botany, University of Kerala, has taken up to restore our environment. So how is our department a role model in maintaining the environmental balance?
Recently, our department has initiated vegetable cultivation under Harithalayam project of the University of Kerala. Harithalayam project is one of the University of Kerala's ambitious program which aims to farm in fallow land. Short-term vegetables like brinjal, lady's finger, cowpea, chili, cucumber, colocasia, tapioca, Chinese potato were planted as part of the project. The registered students fellows were actively engaging in planting, maintaining and harvesting in fields. Botanical Garden of University of Kerala Karyavatam was established in 1969. It is spread over a good 30 plus acre of land on the north side of the campus. It consists of 3 greenhouses, 1 mist chamber, an herbal garden, a medicinal garden, an arboretum, a nursery for plant sale, a vegetable garden, and also there is an Andaman and Nicobar plant species conservatory plot maintained in our department. Center for Biodiversity Conservation is currently involved in the conservation and sustainable utilization of both wild ornamentals and edible plants of Western Ghats. The center also proposes to establish an orchard of fruit trees in place of the existing acacian plantation by planting the locally available traditional varieties of fruit trees collected from various parts of Kerala. Abandoned wetland was converted into paddy and vegetable field as part of the Harithalayam scheme. The Harithalayam Agriculture Project, implemented by the University of Kerala, is in good progress. The paddy field has regained its green spirit after a gap of years, with 1,000 coconut saplings growing in various parts of the campus, along with the removal of acacian trees that once dominated the campus. Forest tree plantation, in collaboration with the Department of Forest Government of Kerala, is the one of the major and best activity under Harithalayam project for water retention and recharge to groundwater.
Every drop counts. Even small steps can slowly pile up to make large differences. How can we contribute to environment protection and its restoration?